Hi, my name is Marius Vladichka. I'm from Europe, Lithuania. For the half of my life, and I'm 36 now, I've been very passionate about history, philosophy, and technique of Aikido, with a main focus on the founder of Aikido, Master Morihei Ueshiba Sensei. My training background is in the Iwama style. I'm a low-ranked, virtually unknown Aikidoka, silently studying and researching this art by myself. So even though I'm nobody from nowhere, some of you may know my work. I've published some videos on YouTube channel, which was very well received within the Aikido community, especially the one where I compare pre-war and post-war Aikido techniques. So this was some 3 years ago. I hadn't posted anything new since. The reason for that is that I had been working hard on my next project. Here, do you recognize what it is? It reads Budo. It's a training manual written by the founder himself back in 1938. This particular manual that I'm holding is not a copy of original, but a restored, reorganized version of mine. It took me several months just to restore this book, just to completely restore this book. But for now I'm keeping it just for myself. Now, I name my new video series Rediscovering Aikido Basics through Budo 1938. But wait, hasn't this manual been already analyzed and recreated? Yes, it has. Actually on 3 different attempts. But okay, before going any further, let me explain how I came to be involved with this project in the first place. As I have mentioned before, my main focus on my Aikido journey was on technique, history, and philosophy of the founder of Aikido. So naturally, it was a matter of time before I took Budo manual for the fine analysis. This is DVD by Aiki News, featuring the famous Morihiro Saito Sensei. Sensei reads from the manual and demonstrates all 50 techniques of Budo. By the time I watched this DVD, I had been fairly well acquainted with the contents of Budo. So, as I was reviewing these techniques more thoroughly, I had noticed right away that there are some inaccuracies in Saito Sensei's demonstrations.
Like in this shot, Saito Sensei is grabbing the wrist directly instead of holding the elbow first. Or in this shot, this Sankyo technique is definitely omote one, or frontal. In fact, Saito Sensei had been teaching it this way himself. But in his Budo program, we see him executing this technique in another way.
So I was thinking, maybe with enough preparation, I could correct those several mistakes in positioning, etc. and make it in another interesting video for my YouTube channel. So I began studying the contents of Budo manual more seriously, and at the same time practicing the moves for demonstration. Soon I realized that it's not only a few techniques that require corrections, but many or most of them. So little by little, this idea came to my mind, to make a complete analysis and demonstrations of technical contents of the book. This is when I became really serious about it, spending most of my free time totally immersed in deciphering the true contents of the Budo manual. So, why should one care about this 80-year-old manual? It's from pre-war period. Isn't it too old and perhaps irrelevant now? Founder supposedly evolved and perfected those techniques during Iwama period, hasn't he? Well, these are the primary conclusions that I came up after researching this book contents hard for several years. First, the actual techniques of Budo book has been largely misunderstood. Second, The techniques of Budo manual are already in perfect state. What founder actually been teaching in Iwama years after the war are exact same techniques, with little or no change at all. In other words, once again, this is another proof that pre-war and post-war techniques are the same. This is especially true when we talk about basics. Core basics and core principles hardly ever changed. This is pure Aikido Jujutsu. And lastly, this manual is poorly organized. It's very evident that it was not Ueshiba Sensei who actually edited the book. Therefore, there are numerous mistakes in compiling the technical sequences. So I want to make it clear that the contents of Budo is not something that only Aikido historians and alike would be interested in. This book contents are very relevant for any serious Aikidoka seeking for authentic techniques, seeking for the truth of Aikido. I believe I succeeded in recreating the contents of Budo accurately, well, at least most of them. I took full advantages of information and technology age that we're living, and lots of hard work. This manual truly opened my eyes to how Aikido basics should look and feel. I have no dojo of my own, so I put together a small studio in my home for the purpose of filming techniques of Budo. Now, I don't really have the resources to film all 50 techniques in my home, so in order to introduce you to my work, I'm planning to film a few important ones, and then I'll see what to do next. So, let's get started. Today we're gonna look at Tai no Hinko exercise.